Namaskaram. We were looking at Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, and in chapter 4, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam. We have done up to slokas 24. Last sloka, what we have seen was on Brahmarpanam Brahmahavir Brahmagnau Brahmanahudam Brahmaiva Tena Gandhavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. All activities what I do is supposed to be for creating my learning in the full sense of creativity with the wisdom thoughts that gives me sufficient knowledge, making me the most creative person in the world. That is what Brahma does. Therefore, in continuation to that, the Brahmarpanam is the real activity of Homam. The Agni in our tummy is the fire. Jadaragni is the fire. And what we put to satisfy my hunger, that becomes the havis. The food becomes the havis. In the previous slokas also, Bhagavan mentioned Anna itself as from where the whole world starts, the energy starts. That sloka also we have seen. Therefore, where the whole nature, including Annat Bhavati, etc., we heard, and Agni, Vayu, Jalam, everything is taking part in the great Yajna Homa, what the nature is conducting, and therefore Bhagavan is also part of it. Therefore, each one of us have to be part of it. Now, what are the different aspects of such Yajna, Yaga being conducted by all those people who are even spiritually active? Adhyatmik, Sanatana, Bharatiya traditions of different styles of Yajna, Yaga being conducted, different sacrifice, that different varieties and benefits of each one of them, the fruits of each one of them, aspects of each one of them is what we are going to see in today's slokas from 25. In fact, the earlier sloka 24, where the food consumption of each one of us itself is considered as part of a yajna. In continuation to that, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahudam, Brahmaiva Tena Gandhavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. In continuation to that, we will now see all the different aspects of Yaga Yajna, which is being conducted by different people with different motives and directions, but ultimately all of them belongs to the same category of Yaga Yajna. So this could be one introduction to many different chapters which are going to come. So probably this bunch from 24 to 32, in which we finished 1. 25 to 32 will be what we will be looking at now. We will recite it once. Devameva pare yatnam yogina paryupasate brahmagna अपरेयत्नं ब्रह्माप्नापरेयत्नं यत्नेनैवोप जिह्वति श्रोत्रादीनीन्द्रियाण्यन्ये संयम्याग्नेषु जिह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयान्यन्य इन्द्रियाग्नेषु जिह्वति सर्वाणि इन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंशय योगानौ जिह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते आत्मसंयम योगाग्नौ जिह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते द्रव्ययत्नास्तपो यत्ना योगस्था योगयत्नास्तथा परे स्वाध्याययत्नानयत्नाश्च यतयः संशिता वृथा अपाने जिह्वति प्राणं प्राणापानं तथा परे प्राणापान गति रुद्ध्वा प्राणायाम परायणा अपरे नियताहार प्राणान् प्राणेषु जिह्वति सर्वेप्यते यज्ञविदो यज्ञक्षपितकल्मषा यज्ञशिष्टामृतभुजो यान्ति ब्रह्म सनातनं नायं लोको अस्त्य यज्ञस्य कुतोऽन्य कुरु सत्तमा एवं बहुविधा यज्ञा विदता ब्राह्मणो मुखे कर्मजान् विद्धितान् सर्वान् एवं ज्ञात्वा विमोक्षसे. This is slokas from 15 to 32. What does it describe? Generally, it describes how different people with a different taste, the variety of aspects available even for our prayers, religious activities, based on your swabhavam, based on your taste. Any activity which we do have got varieties. Same way, for the yajna which everyone conducts, there are variety of yajnas which are described. Here, Bhagavan discusses those varieties and then describes the benefits or the descriptions about it and the fruits what you get out of it, and ultimately what is that these categories, these divisions means to Bhagavan as far as he is concerned and to all of us as far as the yajna is concerned. Sloka number 25. ദൈവമോ ദൈവമോ വാപരേ യജ്ഞം ദൈവമേവാപരേ യജ്ഞം യോഗിന പര്യുപാസതേ ബ്രഹ്മ ബ്രഹ്മാഗ്ന ബ്രഹ്മ അഗ്ന ബ്രഹ്മാഗ്ന ആവ അപരേ യജ്ഞം ബ്രഹ്മാഗ്നാവപരേ യജ്ഞം യജ്ഞേനൈവോപ ജുഹ്വതി. Devo, Deva is all the different gods. Except when Bhagavan says me, when he talks about Devam, it's all different other gods. The other celestial gods, other gods around us, for all of them, other people, Apare, other people does yajnas. Many people do yajna for different gods in different styles. That's what Bhagavan says here. Devame vapare yajnam. Devame vapare yajnam. Different people in different style for different gods, they conduct yajna. Yoginaha. Those spiritual practices. All such activities which religiously conducted. Paryapasate, they're all worship. They're all paryupasate. They're all worship towards me also. Whatever you do for other gods and goddesses, as yajna and yaga, all of them gets on to me also. Brahmagna vapare yajnam. The supreme truth, the Brahma. What we have seen. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, in the earlier sloka we have seen. Such the Brahma, the truth, what is that? Agne. In the fire they do yajna. Apare, other people do sacrifice in the Agni. Bhagavan already told as far as what is Agni for him. Agni is knowledge. But other people do in the normal fire. Yajnenaiva eva avajuhyati. They offer different materials. Different people do different yajna. All of them in the fire add different materials. Different havis. Brahmagnau apare yajnam yajnenaiva jihvati. All materials are what is done. And there are some people, what do? They themselves are surrendered to sacrifice. They will put themselves into the fire. What does it mean? Does it mean that they will jump into the fire? No. Here, when they themselves will put into the fire means all the actions which they do is considered as an yajna. Not offering some material is what is yajna as far as they are concerned. Yeah, I used to do Agnihotra yajna. That means I will make a fire and then put some. That was practice for 12 years, almost 12 years I conducted. That is where Bhagavad Gita introduced. And then I found all such yajnas are only materialistic yajna which you are putting. Your rice, your all that is not what is that you are supposed to do. Bhagavan says, you surrender all your actions as yajnas and yagas. Why are you doing this? So there are two types of people. What do? One sort of people, they will put their materials inside the fire and they say they are doing yajna and yaga. What is the other category of people whom actually Bhagavan loves them? They are those people, every activity which they do, that is considered as yajna and yaga. Brahmagnau apare yajnam yajnenaivaba juhvati. They themselves will be put into the fire. That means all the actions are with sacrifice, without any attachment, without any bondage, without any selflessly they serve the society. That is what exactly the best yajna. That is what Bhagavan says here. There are two types. Definitely Bhagavan is with the second part. Correct? Let us see what is the sloka. Devame vapare yatnam yogina paryupasate brahmagna vapare yatnam yatnena ivopajjuhvati. Self. Myself is given as yatna. Two type of categories are over. Now there are many more categories. Some people give material. Some people surrender themselves. What are the other sort of people? Bhagavan is describing in the next set of slokas which are going to come. Bhagavan is going to tell what are all different variety of people who will surrender what not. The categories are what Bhagavan is trying to explain to us. Good. The next one, sloka number 26. Srotradin indriyanyenye samyam agneshu jihvadi samyam agnishu jihvadi shabdadin vishayanyanya shabdadin vishayananya indriyagnishu jihvadi srotran indriyan nyanye samshayagnishu jihvadi shabdadin vishayananya indriyagneshu jihvadi. What are the things which you can surrender? Srotradi. What is that? I am hearing, I am listening to Bhagavad Gita. That itself is a yatna. I am listening is a yatna. Srotradi indriyanyanya. And that indriya, ear, is activating. That action is given as a yatna. For some people, listening to bhajans. So you put the music on and then say, I am into bhakti. I am into yatna. I am serving to God. What are they surrendering? The ear is surrendered. So one sense organ is surrendered. One of the sensory part is active for God. The rest of the things, no. They only hear. And there are some other people, what do? Shabdadin vishayananya. For them, shabdam. They keep on reciting. Manas is not there. Buddhi is not there. Learning is not there. Understand, when Bhagavan talks about indriya, it is just indriya. For them, just hearing, not even listening. Just hearing. Ear is working. Ear is surrendered to God. For some people, tongue is surrendered to God. They keep on making sound. Rama, 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 Rama. Thought is somewhere else. Manas is somewhere else. Buddhi is somewhere else. Atma is somewhere else. But keep on making sound. Shabdam. That is the word used, shabdam. No artham. No bhavam. Shabdadin vishayanyanya. Indriyagneshu jihvadi. And that indriya is surrendered to God. That is put into fire. Everything is yatna. Yatna means which you conduct it as a sacrifice. You are sacrificing. You are much better than those people who don't do anything. So, somebody give the ear as a yatna. Somebody gives sound as a yatna. Srotadi indriyanyanye samyam agneshu samyamagnishu jihvadi shabdadin vishayananya indriyagnishu jihvadi. All given to fire. Sacrifice. Jihvadi means fire. Agneshu, inside the Agni. What is given? Srotradin indriyanyanye samyam agneshu jihvadi shabdadin vishayananye indriyagneshu jihvadi. It's easy to learn and by heart also. Srotradin indriyanyanye samshayagneshu jihvadi shabdadin vishayananya indriyagneshu jihvadi. Now, sloka number 27. What is that next set of things what you can give to Bhagavan? Sarvendriya. Sarvani indriya karmani. Sarvani indriya karmani. Prana karmani chapare. Prana karmani chapare. Atma samyama yogagnau. Atma samyama yogagnau. Jihvadi nanadipite. Jihvadi nanadipite. Sarvani indriya karmani. Prana karmani chapare. Atma samyama yogagnau. Jihvadi nanadipite. Vivekam, Vijnanam, Atma Samyamanam. Vivekam, Vijnanam, Atma Samyamanam. These are the steps of progress. When you learn, you must be able to discriminate things. After discriminating what is good and what is bad, Atma Samyamanam will tell you, yeah, I must accept this, I must reject this. With bounded, no, with attachment, without attachment. Their binding is not there. Some things are accepted, some things are rejected. Both ability must be there with the people. That is what? Viveka Vivechanam. After that is Atma Samyamanam. So, getting into Atma Samyamana Yogam, what is that you require? Sarvendriyani Karmani. All the indriya should work, function. Karmani, function. What should function? Sarvendriya. All the indriya should work. And prana karmani chapare. Prana also should work. That means your jihvaredo buddhyagriti sankalpa also should work. Your buddhi should work. Inside that sankalpa should work. Discrimination should happen. That means thought process should work. So all that is working. Prana karmani chabare. Functions of all that activity together put into that. Prana karmani. Vivechana buddhi, viveka buddhi, discriminative power, all that is worked. Chabare. Others are also, such people are there. They also do such activities. Atma samyamana yoga. Atma Samyama Yogagni. So where do they dump all these as a sacrifice? Atma Samyamana. They look at things, they listen to things, they see things, they smell things, they touch things, taste things, and then decide which is good and which is bad. And then reach to a level of Atma Samyamanam. In that Agni, they do all this homa. The control happens there. Atma control. Which is the Agni which they use? Indriyas, Prana, thought process, Manas, Buddhi, all the control. Atma level they reaches and Atma itself is put into fire. The control of Atma is what happens there. Jihvadi Nanadi Vide. They kindle their knowledge. They start firing their knowledge with that Atma Samyamana Yoga. Jihvadi Nanadi Vide. From there, that Nanam will start functioning. That is beautiful. Bhagavan is little happy in this. Not like Indriya part by part. Sarvendriyani Karmani. Going to higher level. Not in the lowest level. Little bit higher. Right? Sarvendriyani Indriya. Sarvani Indriya Karmani. Sarvendriya Karmani. Sarvani Indriya Karmani. And it is on all the activities. That is why it says in all the other. Sakal, the whole Indriyas, in different activities they go. So all around 360 degree. Sarvani Indriya Karmani. Prana Karmani Chapare. Atma Samyama Yogagnau. Juhvadi Gnanadi Pide. Now having done 27th sloka, let us go to 28th. What do the next step? Not over. Some more are there. What is the next category? Bhagavan says, Drivya Yatnastapo Yatna. Drivya Yatnastapo Yatna. Yoga Yatnastata Pare. Yoga Yatnastata Pare. Swadhyaya Yatnaya Yatnascha. Swadhyaya Jnanayatnascha. Swadhyayatnanayatnascha. Yatayaha samshita vrita. Yatayaha samshaya samshita vrita. Drivya yatnasta tapo yatna. Drivya yatnam. All that material which they have, all that wealth which they have, all the objects which they have around, all the ownership of their wealth in different parts which they have, all of them. Drivya yatna. Drivya yatnam is done. Then tapo yatna. Offering all the sacrifice. All they will leave. They will get into tapas. Tapo yatna. Drivya yatnam is there. Tapo yatnam is also there. Yoga yatna. Then yoga yatna is there. The performing all the yoga. Bhagavan, when he says yoga, that means not yogasana. Ashtanga yoga, 8 steps. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. That activity is a yatna for some people. Yoga, yatna, statha pare. There are some people which do that activity. Thus, they get into the yatna. Drivya yatna, tapo yatna, yoga yatna. Different variety of people do all this. Then, swadhyaya jnana yatnascha. They do swadhyaya. Swadhyaya. What is swadhyayam? Read and learn. After listening to somebody, what is that next level? Swadhyaya. You have to read and understand yourself. Just listening to Acharyat Padamadatte Padam Shishyaswamedaya. From Acharya you can get 1/4 of knowledge only. Padam Shishyaswamedaya. You are supposed to learn yourself another 1/4. So that learning self is called a Swadhyaya. There are textbooks. Nitya Chaitanya Yedi's Swadhyayam Bhagavad Gita was my first learning in the Bhagavad Gita. Self-explanatory. So you understand. So do a Swadhyayam. Swadhya. With that Swadhyayam, Jnanam is what you get. And that Jnanam and Swadhyayam both are done as a sacrifice. What does it mean? Oh, I am learning it so that I can teach somebody tomorrow. With that bhavam, never learned anything in my life. Bhagavan says, don't learn anything to teach somebody else. You just learn. Learning should not be for teaching. Teaching becomes part of the activity. Just learn. Some point of time you learn. Then another part of time probably you will get. Somebody will be there to listen to you. Swadhyaya. And learning and teaching itself becomes a Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya jnana yatnascha. With that bhavam as a sacrifice only, you must do Swadhyaya. Yatayaha. That sacrifices, what will become? Samshita vrita. With all the observing strict rules, with total surrender to Bhagavan. You do the sacrifice as a total surrender to Bhagavan. With the totally disciplined. That is what is essential. Drivyetna stapo yetno. Drivyetna tapo yetnaha. യോഗയജ്ഞസ് തഥാപരേ സ്വാധ്യായ ജ്ഞാനയജ്ഞശ്ച യതയഃ സംശിതവ്രത. With all the vridam. Vridam is strict discipline. When you do such things, then what will happen to you? Satsang will happen. And with satsang, you keep your own mental process of exploiting the knowledge by yourself. Then that will become an anubhava, experience for you. That is what 100% knowledge. That's why whatever comes, acharyat padamadatte, 1/4 will come from acharya. Padam shishya swamedhaya, your own learning will become 1/4. That is why in Veda, the Vedas were given as lectures, but then the shishya will learn by himself. Then doubts will come. With that doubts, you go back to the Guru. Get clarification. That is called Upanishads. Therefore, Veda alone is not complete. Lecture, listening to lecture, textbook alone is not complete. It should be followed by question answer, Upanishads. That between that is what is Swadhyaya. Because whatever you learn, Mananam, Swadhyayam, Nididhyasanam, that should happen. So from then, you will reach into a level where you can ask questions. Why questions are not there for many people? Because to get into question, you must do your own Swadhyayam. Without Swadhyayam, questions will not come. Acharyat padamadatte padam shishya swamedhaya. Otherwise, only 1/4 knowledge. Self-learning, another 1/4. Not enough. Padam sabrahmacharibhya. Sitting together with others, sharing knowledge, learn with others, with the discussions. Then 75% distinction is guaranteed. Padam kalakramena cha. The rest of the quarter will come after some time with self-experience in life. Acharyat padamadatte padam shishya swamedhaya padam sabrahmacharibhya padam kalakramena cha. So here Bhagavan says Swadhyayam is must. That is how the Jnanam comes. Earlier, Srotram, Shabdam, Jnanam word was never used by Bhagavan. That means that will not be there because your internal process is not happening. Vivechana, Viveka Buddhi is not used. Swadhyayam has not happened. So Swadhyayam is essential. You have to process the knowledge with Viveka, Vivechana Buddhi to gather more and more. That is what Bhagavan says. So having done that, then the prana is essential, thought process is essential. In what form the prana should happen inside to support? You should have a clean manas, buddhi, word, everything should come. Vak, word comes, mana, from the manas. And all that is inside your manas comes from the different indriyas. Chakshusrotra grana jihvaredo buddhyagriti sankalpa me shuddhyandam. The sankalpam has to be shuddham. For all that there is a process. With that process, most important is the prana has to be cleaned. Pranavana vyanodhana samana me shuddhyandam. That is called pranavana. So Bhagavan now takes us to clean with the pranavana, the breath control. Already yoga is told, Ashtanga yoga. One of the step is prana control. That prana control is pranayama. Yamam is distance. Pranayamam is distance your breath. That means don't breathe 40 times per minute. Make it 15 times. Second, 15 times per second, so that you get a better control on your manas. Earlier, when we learned Ramana Maharshi, we heard Pranabandhanat liyate mana. Pranabandhana is for controlling the manas. Also, Pranabandhana we learned in the Yoga Vasishtam. Hadayoga Pradipika also said, if you do pranayamena yuktena sarvaroga samaraha. If you do pranayama properly, all the yogas can be controlled. Ayuktabhyasa yogena sarvaroga samudbhavaha. If you don't do it in the right style, it can lead you with a lot of health problems also. There are a lot of people who will teach one nose, another nose and all. If you don't do the breathing practice in the normal style, it can lead to disease. That is what the Bhagavan says. He is also giving strict instructions on the prana control. All these are based on the Hadayoga Pradipika, the yoga practice which is traditionally in the yoga, not yogasana. The real yoga, joining to God. Ultimately, the aim is to join to God. Bhagavan himself in the 11th chapter, I think, he will teach perfectly how to do pranayama. Gashchan, Tishtan, Sadakalam, Vayusvigaranam Param. Such slokas are there. And then, if you don't do it, you will have all the troubles. In the whole Bhagavad Gita is over, then there is a Gita called Uttara Gita. That is, after the war is over, Bhagavan and Arjuna had a discussion in which Arjuna was asking, you have taught me something which was a long discussion. Can you briefly tell me what? Then he is describing, and in which how to take breath. Uttara Gita, there is a brief description, one sloka on the pranayama practices. So Bhagavan himself is teaching pranayama, which is Tailadhara. Tailadhara. As oil is flowing, the breath has to happen. That means non-stop. So Bhagavan never says, no. That stressful breath is never prescribed by Bharatiya Shastra. Bharatiya Shastram always talks about Tailadhara. Tailadhara is like a oil or a highly viscous fluid, how it flows. Non-stop. Like a circulation. That is what should happen. Okay, that's a different aspect. So here Bhagavan is getting to the prana aspect. Explanations will come in the later chapters. I think it's all Uttara Gita. Uttara Gita only describes this, right? Apana, sloka number 29. Apane jihvadi pranam, pranapanam tadhavare, pranapanah gadi, ruddhva, pranayama parayana. Apane jihvadi pranam, prane panam tadhavare, pranapana gadi ruddhva, pranayama parayana. Apane jihvadi pranam. Apane, the inside. Prana apana. Prana apana, the air which goes inside and goes out. The outgoing and the ingoing, all the breath. Jihvadi, that gives, that provides. What does it provide? Prane panam tadhavare, the breath which goes inside and outside, that gives apanam pranam tatha. That also some people do as a yatna. Breathing itself becomes a yatna. That is called a pranayama. Pranapana gadi ruddhva. Pranapana gati rudhva. That breath going, apana gati, the movement of the air itself, rudhva, blocking it. Blocking it means don't continuously allow it for a longer time. The frequency must be reduced and wavelength should be increased. That is what is done. Pranapana rudhva. Don't vibrate too much. That means jerk should not happen in your breath. It should flow like a long wavelength wave. Pranapana rudhva. Pranayama parayana. That is how the control of breath is done. Oh. Nobody does. Doesn't do. Hair is not sacred. Oh, is not there. Not there. It is Om. So it goes like a wave. Pranayama parayana. Wholly devoted you do that. I'm sure when you jerk your breath, you cannot totally become a devotional activity then. It's like a break dance. Break song only. That is never prescribed by Bhagavan. It's a beautiful lesson to many people who are misled in the pranayama, in the breathing practices, which made many people sick later part of their life. You may not know, you may enjoy. There are different variety of practices which will give you a immediate satisfaction for many of your problems. But for a longer term, you need to practice it what is traditionally Bharatiya Sanatana Shastram. Especially from Bhagavan directly it is coming. Apana jihvadi pranam pranapanam tadapare pranapana gadirudhva pranayama parayana. What else is required for us to learn? We are so blessed that we are getting these lessons from Bhagavan himself, the pranayama. Sloka number 30. Apare niyatahara pranan praneshu jihvadi sarve sarvepyade sarve apyade sarvepyade yatnavido yatnachapita kalmasha. Apare niyatahara pranan praneshu jihvadi sarvepyade yatnavido yatna kshapita kalmasha. Apare niyatahara. Apare for others. Apare means others. Different variety of people. Niyata with all the control. What do they do? Ahara. Control is on food. Again another mispractice many people have. They control their food. Yeah, you are too fat. Obesity is more. Weight is more. Then control the food. Doesn't affect. Modern medical science also doesn't prescribe for obesity diet control. Exercise is good. Best exercise could be the best prana practice, pranayama. Physical exercise is not required. Unless you are going to work physically. So, apare niyama ahara. Aharam in the niyamam. What is ahara niyamam? Ardhapurade tannam tadardham varinam tada. Half of that what fills your tummy as to how much will fill your tummy? That can vary based on your practice. You cannot change your diet style after some time. From childhood, for every mother, feeding the child is a big job. Pushing it inside, whether they require or not required. So such people were fed. People ate more with a lot of masala. Why do you require a lot of mirchi masala? So that the tongue will get watery. When your tongue becomes saliva more, you will be tempted to eat more. Reduce all the such saliva creating mirchi masalas, definitely your eating will become less. Definitely your body will become perfect. Apare niyatahara. But they are not like this. They control their food. Controlling means what? Once in a day they will, or once in a while. In 15 days, one day they will do to eat. Bhagavan never prescribed such things. Bhagavan only says, sit beside me. Upavasam. Upavasam means sit beside me. Sitting beside me doesn't mean you should not eat on that day. Not eating is only when you are sitting with only this without getting involved into any of the other materialistic activities around you. You cannot go to office and do upavasa. You cannot cook for somebody else and do upavasa. Upavasa should not be done like that. So, niyata aharam means many people mistakenly do like this. That's what Bhagavan says. Otherwise, he should have explained what is the ritual there. No. Apare niyata ahara. Some people control their food and then they are doing yatna. Pranan praneshu jihvadi. They sacrifice their breathing rate. They don't do any job. Sit idle. That is also one. Air control is done. Exhaust will not be opened up. You don't work. Sarve pyate yatna vido. Sarve, like this variety of people, different style. Yatna vido. Yatnas are different styles and different varieties. Yatna kshapita kalmasha. Yatna kshapita kalmasha. For different performance of such yatna being done. What does it happen? To clean the impurities, kalmasha. So remove their papa. Yes. These are all some sort of a way of cleaning your papa. But that doesn't reach you to the highest level. Bhagavan already said what is Rayam for you, what will take you to the highest level and all that. But lower level people, they do so many such activities. But they are still in the path. They are practicing themselves. They are into yatna. Before that, Bhagavan also said somebody who doesn't involve in such activities, they don't do any yatna, yaga. That category also Bhagavan explained already. Apare niyata hara pranan praneshu jihvadi sarvepyade yatna vido yatna kshapita kalmasha. So these people are there. So many different people do different varieties of yatnas. How many varieties of yatnas Bhagavan completely described here, you see? Now, sloka number 31. Yatnaschishta mridabhujo Yandi Brahma Sanatanam Nyayam Loka Logostya Yatnasya Kudonya Kurusattama Yatnashishta Vridabhujo Yandi Brahma Sanatanam Nyayam Logostya Yatnasya Kudonya Kurusattama Yatnashishta Vridabhujo. What do some people do? When somebody does some yatna, along with that, then puja drivyam will be there, which comes as a prasadam, some food will be there, and that amrita they will eat. If somebody is chanting some sloka, listen to that, that is the amrita bhujam. Shishta amrita. That is the shishtam, the balance. That practice they have. They go closer to them and then get some benefit out of it. Remains of the sacrifice. That means the shishta amrita. The shishta amritam bhujo. When somebody else does it, some benefit they also get. Such people are there. Benefits of others yatna. They don't do themselves. But they get the benefit when somebody else does. They become close to that. Give a support. Supporters are there. They don't get involved into puja, but they do as supporters. Parigarmis. Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. They, the absolute truth, the eternal. Yanti Brahma Sanatanam. They go up to that. Nayam logo astya yatnasya. See, with that process, logo, the whole Nayam, they never reach closer to that. That's what Bhagavan says. They never do themselves as a practice. They never do any job by themselves. Kudonya Kuru Sattamaha. So now, A Kuru, A Arjuna, now you heard from me different variety of people who are all around this. There are all non-doers. Kudonya, without doing, there are so many people. Nayam lokastya yatnasya. Loka astya yatnasya. There are a lot of people. Na yam. Na ayam. Without doing all this, there are a lot of variety of people. So we have seen variety of yatnas. And Bhagavan also tells that there are some people who don't get involved into, variety of people are there who don't get involved into any of them. There are some people who go as close to them to get that yatna shishtamrita bhujo, getting some benefit out of the supplementary benefit. Such people are also there. Yatna shishtamrita bhujo yandi brahma sanatanam Nayam logostyayatnasya kudo anya kuru sattama. Oh, my sattama, best friend Arjuna, this is the category of people who are into yatnas. Now Bhagavan talks about sloka number 32. Got it? The sloka number 32 is the last sloka among this bunch of yatna descriptions, yatna yaga descriptions, which is a conclusion. About all what is said, I am going to conclude. That's what Bhagavan says. Evam bahuvidha yatna vidada brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam jnatva vimokshase. Evam bhagavida yatna vidada brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam jnatva vimokshase. Evam bahuvidha yatna. Like this, there are variety of people who are doing, variety of styles of yatnas are available, which each one of them follow. Many may be there, many more may be there. Evam, like this there are many. That means there are many more probably. Vidada brahmano mukhe. These have been described by me. But which is described in the Vedas also. Brahmane mukhe. Which is that Brahmano mukha. The Brahmana is the Veda, Vedic knowledge, traditional knowledge. Vidata. The Vidata which has been described by the Brahmano mukhe, from the mouth of the Vedas, the Brahmanas themselves. That means in the Vedas it has been described. All these yagas of different ways of activities which reaches us to Parabrahma, told in the Vedas. Evam karmajan vidhitan sarvan. Karmajan vidhitan sarvan. Evam jnatva vimokshase. Karmajan, organizing such works. Vidhitan, knowing that they are all doing this service to them. Evam jnatva vimokshase. Now, what is that? Understand this. These services, different variety of yatna yaga, which is practiced by different people at a different level, which I already explained, which is already dealt in the Veda. Karmajan vidhitan sarvan. With you learn, know. Here vidhi, know. So now Bhagavan is not talking about yatna yaga. Now Bhagavan is talking about you learn. That means learning is essential. What are all the different practices that is followed around this world, as yaga yajna by different variety of people in different ways you learn. And when you learn that anything which is part of learning, evam natva vimokshase, once you learn that, you deserve moksha, you deserve mukti, you will get into that super level. So what is more essential? Knowing all these is also essential. There are such variety of people who do different types of yaga yajna, which also have to be understood, and therefore you know this and attain mukti. That is what Bhagavan says. Evam bahuvidha yajna vidada brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhidan sarvan evam natva vimokshase. Knowing this, you can get moksha. So learning these practices is also part of a great knowledge. So we have learned all these different practices. So we have reached closer to that. That is why this is called a Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Knowledge is essential. For karma, what knowledge is essential? For moksha, mukti, what knowledge is essential? What are the different practices for all this? So don't leave out any practices available. You must know. Learning is essential. So if somebody is teaching you a different method of pranayama, meditation, prarthana, all these ritualistic religious practices, learn everything. Without learning, don't leave it. What to be practiced is what gains knowledge, not ritualistic repetition of same thing. You must learn. For learning, you must practice. After learning, then you get into that mukti level. That is what is required. So, devameva pare yatnam yogina paryupasate brahmagnava pare yatnam yatnainaivo pajay juhvadi srotradi nindriyanyanye samyam agneshu juhvadi shabdadin vishayananya indriyagneshu juhvadi sarvanindriyakarmani pranakarmani javare atmasamyamayogagnav jihvaditnanadipide drivyayatnastava tapoyatnam yogatnastadavare swadhyayatnayayat jnanayatnascha yatayaha samshitavrita apane jihvadi pranam pranepanam tadavare pranapana gadi ruddhva pranayama parayana apare niyatahara praneshu jihvadi sarvepyade yatna vido yatna kshapita kalmasha yatna shishta vrdabbujo yanti brahma sanatanam nayam lokastyayatnasya kudonya kudu sattamaha evam bahuvidha yatna vidada brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhitan sarvan evam natva vimokshase. So with this, sloka number 32 is over. Thank you for being with me. Namaskaram to all of you.